Public officials, even the governor, has come out to discuss my billboard campaign.
Billboards have gone up and some are calling them to be taken down.
Cleveland City Council President Blaine Griffin says the billboards are not a good way to do business in the community.
Maybe it should be with some people that are reputable, but not with somebody like this that's coming in clearly trying to make a mockery of our neighborhood.
Some of the billboards advertise statements like, quote, "Yes, I buy crack houses," and quote, "Your house is trash, I'll pay cash." And there are dozens of them all over Greater Cleveland.
This is now the most successful billboard campaign in the entire city. We're #1 with advertising, and we did it in a 90-day period. Went from nobody here, no one knew us, really, to now everybody knows us.
That's a great slogan, honestly.
And it's with a campaign like this. Your house is trash, question mark, I'll pay cash. And then, yes, I buy crack houses. Now some people might say, look, John, that campaign, it's offensive to say that you'll buy crack houses.
This is my community. These are not crack houses. Next Monday, I plan to go downtown to see what can we do to save this neighborhood.
I was on the media, on the news the other day. I have an interview with NBC in about 30 minutes, and I was on the front page of Google. Everyone's talking about it. There's a TikTok about one of these campaigns, over 150,000 views. Everyone's saying, this man has taken over Cleveland. Get him off of my feed. All over Reddit. There's a new thread on Reddit every day there's a new thread. But what people don't talk about is the major problem that Cleveland is facing that we are working to solve. Now, when you look at this backdrop, 4 feet tall grass, you got graffiti from side to side. You have 2,400 vacant homes in Cleveland. A good chunk of these are boarded up, and a good chunk of those are for crime and illegal activity.
80s, early 90s, we had almost 1 million people in Cuyahoga County. We under 400,000. Wow. A lot of people buried, a lot of people went to jail, a lot of people got the hell out of here before they got buried.
People need to step up and work to fix and resolve the problems in a lot of pockets inside of Cleveland. When you have 9,200 homes in the entire housing stock and 25% of them are boarded up and vacant, that's a big issue. That is a huge problem. And we have 15,000 people sitting in the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority wait list for Section 8. And so we're offering, saying with a question mark, your house trash, I'll pay cash. We're offering to fix up these homes and provide affordable housing, something that no one else is willing to do. And we've made a really, really great impact, and we've helped a lot of people and moved a lot of families into properties. But when people are saying that this is a bad thing, I think what we really need to look at is where this is all going and what the result of what they've currently done is. When you have homes in this neighborhood selling for 20 grand, 30 grand, if they're lucky, well, what do you think the tax base on that property is? It's almost nothing. And so when you look at a community like Westside Cleveland, where the homes are 200,000, and then you look at an area like on the east side of Cleveland, where some of these homes are 20,000, the tax base is 10 times over on the west side. And where does that tax revenue go? It goes to fund police departments, schools, street services, the entire neighborhood, right? There's a different style of living over there. And that's why a lot of people prefer to be on the west side, because of that safety, right? Those amenities, the education that their kids get in that school. But when you're on the east side, certain pockets here, you know, they're putting a lot more kids in the classrooms. They have older textbooks. They don't go out at night in a lot of these neighborhoods. Their kids don't, right? A lot of problems need to be solved. And people like myself and others should step up to offer some form of solution so we can fix the problems inside of Cleveland and in the process make money and house people, right? Because no one does anything for free. There's no business in the world, even the nonprofits are profiting, right? Look at this. Look at this. The entire building, and this isn't just one specific area or one specific building, but look at this, right? This property is boarded up and kicked in. I can promise you that this is used for drug use and everything else inside of here. But many people would rather say, look, saying that you buy crack houses, that's offensive.
And these homes are people that are built with love, people that have been living there for 50, 60, 70 years. So what he believes is some other people's trash is a lot of other people's joy.
And I was on a, I mean, look in here. Look at that. This isn't used for drugs at night? I doubt it, right? This is definitely used for drugs and illegal activities. And so when I was on the news the other night, they said, John, do you regret your campaign? And I said, two things. What is the purpose of advertising? The purpose of advertising is to bring attention to your business. When you drive down a highway and there's 50 billboards, you'll drive by 49 of them and they'll go unnoticed. You'll drive by the 50th, which is mine, and you know exactly who I am, what I do, and how you can get a hold of me. Is that or is that not the purpose of advertising? I do way better with every dollar I spend on advertising than any of my competitors.
John Williams told our news partner Cleveland.com that the billboards accomplished their goal and did not offer an apology to the residents who were upset by them.
The second thing is it brings attention to a major problem. And even some people that have been going against me have been saying he does bring a problem to the surface that we need to solve. And so, sure, they've taken down 6 of my billboards.
We're getting all of these billboards down. This is not what our community represents. So far, that there's approximately about 8 that I've seen that have been taken down across the city.
And they're going to be replaced with different billboards of mine tomorrow. But the problem needs to get solved and someone needs to do it. And it's a shame that people will react out of emotion saying that you buy crack houses is offensive. There are crack houses though. Like factually, there just are. There's homes that are boarded up, that have been boarded up for a decade plus, that are used for those activities.
In East Cleveland, everything is upside down. The cops rob the citizens, the mayor steals from the voters, and the buildings are too dangerous to live in.
So we call a spade a spade. If a house was burnt down or fire damage, I'd call it a burnt down or fire damaged house. Right? If the house is abandoned, I call it an abandoned house. If the house is a crack house, I call it a crack house. Right? That's what it is. And so it's been quite incredible though, the amount of support that we've received. We're probably getting 150 to 200 calls a day. And before that, it was nowhere near that number. Right? And it's all, in the beginning, it was a lot of people saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that. And the day after, the support just started doubling down, tripling down. The news outlets, you go on like the YouTube comments and you read some of these comments, there's maybe like 2 or 3 negative for every 30 positive, right? Like, look at the alley. You go down the alley and the boarded up houses around here. Everything is like this. But the thing is, no one will solve it quietly. Problems don't get solved at this scale if people are afraid to talk about it and bring it to light. And what we've done has been pretty incredible. Like it's been, quite amazing. And so we're going to be doubling down on the advertising. We're going to be really focusing on supplying value because as a real estate investor, that's what we are paid based on the value in which we create. But the difference with what we do is that we buy homes, we fix them, we restore them, we turn them to affordable housing, and the people inside of the communities live in the homes.
First day we met here?
Yeah, we met at the property. I told you, what I was asking for the property. You made an offer of what I was asking for the property. And you said you closed within 2 3 weeks. But you closed sooner than that. So,
Did we do an inspection? Did we get a loan, appraisal, anything like that happen?
No inspection, no loan, straight cash.
Did I show you proof of funds the day we met?
Yes, you did. It was very shocking. That was very shocking. Real deal. Johnson, real deal.
So they live inside of those communities, and it's a real benefit, right? Like some of these homes are boarded up, but they're working on that house right there. So some of these properties that have been sitting here, investors like them, like myself, step in, start fixing them up. What you'll start to notice is the education that they get in these schools will be better. The kids will have a brighter future. More families will stay together, less drug activity, and overall a safer and better place to live. but it's not going to help. It's not going to happen if they won't let people help, right? The real estate investors need to be welcomed into these communities. But what we do, though, is a little different than what a lot of other people do. A lot of other people flip these properties. They want to buy it for $1 and fix it and try to sell it for $2. We have no intention of selling. So like what we want to do is take housing stock that really isn't helping anyone, that's not offering any type of shelter, fix it, restore it, offer affordable housing, and then get long-term returns. Get great, stable tenants in there and rent it out for the long term. And then in the interim, the tax base goes up, the city benefits, the neighborhood benefits, and it's just a huge win for everybody. But it's kind of shocking to look at what some of the politicians were saying, that, oh, it was offensive and this was a really big slap in the face to say that you buy crack houses.
Whenever you talk about your house is trash, we pay cash. And whenever you talk about we buy crack houses and you come into a predominantly poor African-American community, you're sending a clear message. You're being condescending, you're being demeaning, and you're being disrespectful. This is not what our community represents. These type of folks do not care about our community, and it's the reason that we have the conditions that we have in a lot of our areas now.
I don't really think it was. I stand by it, and it's just factually what it is. And when it says your house is trash, some were saying that I was saying that all homes are trash. A journalist actually asked me, is that what you're saying? I said, do you know what a question mark is? A question mark is asking a question. If it was a statement, I would have had a period. Like, for example, it says your house is trash, question mark. Is your house trash, question mark? I'll pay cash. If I said, is it raining? I sell umbrellas. It's different than, is raining, I'll sell umbrellas. But I'm asking a question if it is or it isn't. So all those billboards are gonna be staying up, and we're gonna be scaling up in a really big way. This is a really big step in the right direction for myself, our investors in the city of Cleveland, to bring forward this solution. Cleveland is an amazing place to live. I'm local to Cleveland. I love Cleveland. I have no intention of leaving. And I want to make a really big impact in this city. I want to help a lot of people in the process. And I want the city to grow and benefit from it any means necessary. Whether it means that they're going to take down some of my billboards, they're going to get offended. Well, the problem's been brought to the surface, and hopefully together through cooperation, we can solve this. I'd like to work hand in hand with the mayor and local politicians to bring forward a plan to where we can turn that unoccupied housing stock into nice, safe, affordable housing for locals, and bring forward investors to help support this movement so that we can make Cleveland a better city for all. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation below. Please hit the like button, drop your comments. What do you think about this? Catch you next video.